gentlemen, our first guest tonight has graced your screen on Thank God You're Here. You've heard him all over radio, of course, at the moment as co-host of Nova 100's Breakfast Show. He's a fantastic talent and a very good friend. Please welcome to Studio A, Mr. Ed Kavalee.
Hi, Doc.
Hey, mate.
How are you? See? What's going on? Yeah. Hello, Tommy. Thank you for having me. You got the swear jar there.
I have.
I've got $1. I would like to say tranny sex. Thank you. Good to be here.
Cheers.
No, good to be here.
Have you got any more coins you'd like to get out of the way?
I do have another coin, but I'm going to save it for later on, my
Sure,
friend. Yeah.
You don't want to waste this money.
No. I want to spend it wisely, my friend. Spend it wisely.
Firstly, thank you for coming on the show.
I just love what you've done with the boom girl. Does she get to sit on the floor every week? We are wearing mics. They're just doing that to be mean. I don't know. Oh, sorry.
Don't tell her. Next, you're going to tell the camera people that this isn't actually a real show and their dreams are going to be shattered. So
I could never do that.
We've got to keep this up.
Yeah, all right. Let's keep this charade going.
Now, firstly, I said thanks for coming on the show also because I know your hours. You're doing breakfast radio at the moment. Yes. And then you just done Cup Fever for the World Cup. So
yeah, I'm wearing one of the jackets I swiped from SBS. They kept this aside for Inspector Rex, but fuck him, I got, oh dear, I did. Oh no, I was going to say rim job and now I've lost it. Yeah, so this is one I nicked from there, but you're right, it was as I'd probably normally be in bed by now because I get up at 4:30, but
then for the World Cup you were up all night.
Yeah, mate.
How's the body clock holding up?
It was pretty mental. We were eating dinner at sort of 10 o'clock at night, and as you know, I eat a lot, and then we're eating again. I got pretty chunky, and Santo, Sam, and I, we were just delirious. We had no idea what day it was, or we could only speak in sort of soccer terms to each other. So we sort of wander past each other at 2 a.m. and someone would just go, offside, and you go, yeah. It was insane.
I don't know much about the game, so for me...
Essentially, mate, you can't pick it up unless you've got gloves on, and it was played in a little place called South Africa, which is doing okay now. And it was over 4 weeks, and you know Australia did okay, but we got robbed because apparently, if Harry Kewell hits the ball away with his hand on the line, that's handball.
Bullshit.
That's what I said.
Oh, I need another $1.
Oh yeah, you've lost your money. Yeah.
Like for me, I just looked at it and went, "That's a lot of soccer." But was it for a fan? Was it a
pretty
good
fair
cup?
call? No, it was a lot of soccer. That's a really good way of describing the World Cup.
Was it a good cup? Was it a good cup as far as cups go?
You know what? It was all right. The stadiums weren't exactly full. A friend of mine was over there in South Africa, and normally you can't get a ticket to a game. I went to Germany in 2006. You can't get a ticket to the game. It's sold out months and months before. He showed up to a second round match, which is a knockout match between Netherlands, who ended up in the final, and Slovakia, who'd never made it this far in their whole... It's a made-up country, but they've still made it into the World Cup. And he was there 5 minutes before kickoff in a knockout match, and he bought a ticket to the game for $15 Australian.
I thought you were going to say they gave him a Guernsey and said, "Get out in the field."
Yeah, Slovakia are one man down. Get out there. Your name's Vitek. Get up front, son. Yeah. So it was fun, but it was, you know, I don't think they'll do that again. Okay,
right. Yeah. And so now you mentioned, you touched on your eating habits. You said you eat a lot. Yeah. I'd say that's an understatement.
Okay.
You're a very fit man. You're a big guy, and you know I'm a pretty big guy as well.
You're a massive guy, man. You're busting out of that shirt.
Yeah, I know. They're lucky I take the time off from the gym to do this show every week. But what are you benching these days?
I don't want to brag about it. It's like too fitty, but I don't want to talk about it.
That's all right.
Not in front of people. Yeah. You're embarrassing me, man. Seriously, come on. What kind of show is this?
I mean, now that you bring it up, I don't really actually... I mean, I asked you how much weight you lift. I don't really lift the weights. I lift the machines.
Oh, do you? With people on them?
People on them. If anyone is bench pressing, I usually just slide under them and go, "Got you, buddy."
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, well, fair enough. You are a very strong man.
How many... Your eating habits. Sorry, back to your eating habits.
Yeah.
Your food, you eat a lot. And did you watch MasterChef and go, "They're not using enough protein powder"?
You know, we had Matt Preston on the radio one morning, and I got in trouble the other day for saying that Matt Preston was fat. What's going on? Like, he's a fat man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not.
It's as factual as saying
he's not a cravat anymore. They just paint his skin. You know, like he's a large man. But anyway, so
is that how you tried to defend it on air?
I think I just got defensive and I was like, he's fat, he's fat. It was really clever stuff. No, but I think...
I often find that when you just re-say the same thing over and over again, it makes it more convincing.
The more high-pitched your voice gets, the better off you are. So I did say to him once, he came in and they were having a go at me about what I eat for breakfast, right? And Hughes is like, this maniac, he eats nothing but protein powder and oats.
Spot on impression.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've got all morning to work on it every morning. And so then I gave him some. I gave him some oats with protein powder and said, there you go, Matt, have a taste of that. And he did the whole MasterChef bit. It took about 4 hours. He had a mouthful of it, swished it around in his mouth and spat it out into a tissue and said, disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you then eat the contents of that tissue? Because that's good food going away.
I was going to say, I'll have that. So you're right, mate. I eat a lot, but it's not. I don't care about taste. If I could take a food pill, I would take it.
Really?
I couldn't care less about taste. It's just function for me. If I could take a food injection, I would do it.
Well, I think this says more about your habits than anything else.
Well, it would make a nice change from the heroin injections I'm currently addicted to.
Hey, so you mentioned you got in a bit of trouble before. I've always wanted to ask you, you've got some great ideas for segments that you're not allowed to do on air. For example, like I had an idea for a segment on this show called Quick Smack.
What's
right?
that?
Which was basically
I'm about to get smacked.
Each member of the cast gets $20. They go to an op shop. They have to pick out their uniforms, and then they get dropped in Collingwood. The first person to get offered drugs is the winner.
That's not a bad idea.
They won't let me do it. They won't let me do it.
They don't have the $20, and that's probably fair enough. Well, I had this idea for a radio show, a radio segment, a phone-in. What's the least you've ever paid for sex? So people would ring up and go, oh, yeah, g'day, Phil. Yeah, I paid $5 for a head job. Oh, yeah, good work. They didn't go for it. But my favourite, my personal favourite, is one that they did actually do on another radio station. It was called Deportation. And the way it worked, this is absolutely dead serious, is they got hold of, let's say that your brother was in London. They would get hold of your brother. And they would get you and your brother at the airport. And there was a series of questions that you had to answer about your brother. You had 3 questions. If you got any of them wrong, at the airport, they actually did this. It's on YouTube if you know where to look. And you were standing here looking at your brother, and if you got it wrong, 2 people from the radio station took your brother and put him back on a plane.
Brilliant.
Back to London.
Brilliant.
People are shocked. They're like, these people are like, that's a good segment. I want some of that.
I know. In my head, I'm going, so we need $20 and a couple of plane tickets to London now.
Yeah, I mean,
this is good.
That was an actual segment, and people were bawling their eyes out, saying, well, you can't do this to me, you can't do this to me. And they're like, bad luck, it's either this or Battle of the Sexes.
Now, Ed, you're going to stick around. We've got a game for you to play a bit later.
Yeah. I heard this. I am a bit worried, I won't lie.
It'll be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Ed Kavalee.